Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is HUMNA and I create videos connected to art, healing and spirituality. Today I wanted to do an artwork with you, but before I always do an artwork, I sit with Quran and just ask what it is that I need to focus on while I'm doing my art as ibadat. This is something that I started doing years and years ago. I don't even remember, probably from many lifetimes before. That is something that came very naturally to me because for me, I was very, very far away from Allah. And there was a lot of fear in my own being connected to going even closer to Allah or getting to know Him. And the only path that got me closer to Him was through my art. And that is exactly what I teach people, how we can connect to our inner voice, inner soul, inner being, align with our heart and be able to take the actions that are not what the world tells us to do, but that what Allah will be happy for us to take. And so when I sit down today to be guided by Quran, I always have this thing that Allah, what is it that you want me to focus on? So when you make Allah the priority, He will guide you to that what you need guidance towards. Because half the time we don't even know what we need because that's just who we are. We'll be lost, we'll be shattered, we'll be broken, and it is He who knows exactly what we need, and so He gives it to us in every single moment when you ask Him, when you connect to Him. And I had this feeling in my heart that today I wanted to speak about time. Like, what is time? And for me, time has always been an illusion. I have never followed time and I'm always late. I mean, when I need to be on time, I am always on time. But generally, I've come to understand the more I am connecting to Allah, the more all my previous habits of not being on time have kind of vanished. And I used to be laughed at that I'm never on time. But in reality, in my head, I'm always on time. And so now, as I align my heart and my head to the oneness of my Allah, I've come to understand there is no time. The time is very much right now where I am. There is no past, there is no future. It is all that we have is this very minute. And how can we make this very minute be an act of ibadat? Because if this is all I'm going to get, and if I die the next moment, then what is it that I want to be doing before I die? Because that's the condition I will wake up in when I am in front of my Allah on the judgment day. And so, for me, every single moment that I am in right now is something that has to be in remembrance of my Allah, in worship of my Allah. And I do a lot of art because that's just what I do and I love it. Alhamdulillah for having a skill which gives me courage, which gives me confidence, which gives me peace, which connects me to my heart and allows me to take actions based on what my Allah will be happy with. And anyway, so coming back to time, what is time? And so I'm going to create an artwork based on that. But also receive Allah's guidance. And today I got this surah, it's 13th surah, Rad. It says the central theme of this late Makkan chapter is to grasp the greatness of God as stated in scripture and nature. Nature, like the scripture, is an open book where God's creativity can be seen, felt, and experienced. On the other hand, the divine revelation brought by the prophet is a set of general teachings, moral values influencing a person's character and behavior, the spiritual ideals that fill life with meaning and answer big questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? And where are we going? And the surah, sorry, I just reason not visible, so I got distracted. And that's something I keep thinking, nothing is a coincidence, right? So there will be moments that when we ask these important questions, we will be distracted by dunya, because it'll constantly, oh my god, this is such a big question, I don't think I want to go there. And so it's very important to override that feeling and say, yes, I am distracted. Yes, I did get distracted, but I'm going to go back into connecting with my Allah, inshallah. And He will make that distraction become smaller and smaller and smaller for us, so that the pull towards that distraction is not as much, inshallah ta'ala. And the ayat that I'm getting guided to is only the valuable things remain, which is number 17. He brings rain from the sky that flood the valleys. As the flash flood flows, carrying away the surface froth, and from the ores that blacksmiths melt in the fire to make jewelry and tools, a similar froth appears. This is how God illustrates truth and falsehood. I remember very clearly that there is a really beautiful talk of this ayat, number 17, Surah 13, by Noman Ali Khan. So I would highly recommend that you go actually listen to this, because he's spoken about this really, really well, and I don't think I can. But I am sure that, whoever is listening, there's a message for you to go to see that video, and it will just open your horizons in ways that you never ever imagined. Just Google it on YouTube and I'm sure you will find it. Or you can also get it on his Bayana TV, which is incredible, and I'm a big one to support him, so please do check it out. No, this is not, just to let you know, this is not like a paid promotion or anything. This is just pure love of Allah that I'm sharing this. The froth is carried away like garbage, but the useful minerals remain in the earth for people. You see, Allah has a way of cleaning this dunya. And so, whatever is not needed by the dunya, Allah will remove that, meaning He will remove it from your physical reality, so that whatever is remaining in your life can be exactly what will bring you closer to Him. So, when you lose relationships, when you lose some money, when you lose a certain kind of job, understand that through that process, through the process of going through fire, He is making you come out as a beautiful jewelry or a beautiful tool that has a certain purpose for Allah and His dunya, right? Because Allah, this dunya belongs to Him, you belong to Him. And so, to be of service, to be of purpose to Allah and His dunya, you have to go through a certain process, so that all your ego, all your dirt, all your gunk, everything is removed from you, meaning all your attachments, all your things that you think define you, all have to be burnt away in the fire, washed over with water, clean you, cleanse you, purify you, and then you are able to do the job that you are here to do. This is how God gives examples. An excellent reward awaits those who have responded to their Lord, meaning the ones who have not resisted pain. They have looked at pain as something that is coming from Allah, a test that, is that is purifying you. When you look at Allah's doing at Qadr, meaning whatever is happening to you, you look at it not as a way to, oh my God, why is this happening to me? But rather you say, this is happening to me because He knows that I need this. I need to go through this. I need to remove these people from my life, or change this certain job, or lose that money because that money wasn't coming from the right sources. So He's doing me a favor. Even though I am feeling like I am at loss, you are still connected to Allah, and that loss, because it is from Him, it has a effect on you. Now you can take it in a negative way, Allah is doing this to me, or you could look at it, Allah is doing this for me. When you connect to that for me, you will automatically be rewarded because you responded to their Lord. But those who have ignored him, so you see why Allah says ignored him is because we will be given the signs, we will be shown the right path inside our heart, inside our ruh. We will know that this all is happening for me, but we will still ignore him, ignore his signs, and we will look at it, oh my god, this is happening to me because blah blah blah, whatever your reason. I grew up in this household, or I come from this culture, and that's why this is happening. No, it is happening because it was the will of Allah, so that you could have an experience where you could turn to him. And he is showing you it is not you who is in control, it is he who is in control of you. The good, the bad, the happy, the sadness, everything is a gift from him. And when everything is coming from him, automatically it is for your soul's evolution. When you look at it like that, you will have an excellent reward, meaning there will be no match to that what he will give you if you respond, sorry, when you respond to your Lord in this way. When you understand that whatever it is that you're going through, the fire, the washing over, the purification, the losing of people, relationships, money, career, children, whatever it is that you lose on your journey, in that moment, when you take it as something that it is from Allah, you will be rewarded in ways that you cannot even imagine. But those who ignored him, meaning you do not listen to him, you do not turn to him, you're constantly going through a cycle of pain, and you're not recognizing and sitting with yourself, connecting to your ruh as to what Allah wants you to, and constantly connecting to dunya and saying, let me try this, let me try that, let me try this. When you retract all your tentacles back into your heart and you connect to him, he will guide you in your heart. But those who do not do this, who keep going further and further and further into dunya, trying to take control of life, that's when you're ignoring coming home towards your heart, towards your soul. And even if they owned everything on earth twice over, meaning if Allah gave you everything on this earth, every single thing, and when he is saying everything, he's saying even if they owned, not that he's given it to you on loan, on the borrowed time, you owned everything, like you owned relationships, you owned the way they worked there, you owned your own body, you owned the big plot, the mountains, the, you know, you owned massive helicopters, or you owned a mansion, whatever it is that you really want to own. Even if they owned everything on earth and twice over they would try to ransom themselves with it, you will still not be happy with that what you have, because you will actually in front of Allah not care about all of these things that you owned in this dunya. Because when you will be standing in front of your Allah, all that would matter is your heart, and how pure it is, and how much it is connected to him and his light. How did you live your life in this dunya, valuing and protecting your own heart, is what Allah is trying to tell us, right? No matter what you choose to do, if you ignore his calling, if you ignore what he has put in your heart, nothing, if basically what it means is if you ignored him, meaning you did not connect to him, you did not come back home to him, you did not ask for help from him, and you kept going on in your arrogance that I am going to do this, he will give you everything that you need in this dunya, but it's going to be worthless, because it was not it was not in remembrance of Allah. You achieved whatever you achieved based on your own arrogance. It was not as a form of ibadat that you accumulated what you accumulated in this world. They'll have an evil reckoning and remain in hell, a dreadful resting place. It sounds like a very sad place to end, but in reality, what Allah is telling us that when you don't connect to your heart, to your ruh, and make it a priority to heal it, and you ignore his signs which come to you from everything in nature, for he says this is how God gives examples. So everything in nature is a creation of Allah. If you do not sit with it and connect to it, whatever is calling you, if you do not sit with it, connect to it, you are actually rejecting the guidance of Allah, because the creation was created so that you could be guided to him. Now if you're not looking at the creation like the bird flying or the grass shining in sunlight, if you're not getting connected to Allah through that grass, through that ant, through that bird flying, through that lion's roar, if you're not feeling connected and in awe and remembrance and ibadat of your Allah through all of his creation, then you are ignoring him. You are ignoring the fact that he is the creator of the ant. He is the creator of the bird. He is the creator of the twig of grass. He is the provider of every single seed and tree and bird and uh, platypus on this world. God knows why that came. But what I'm meaning to say is that he is the creator and the provider and protector of not just you and me, but all of his creation. And those that you know of and those that you don't know of, those who commonly are visible in front of your eyes and those that you don't even see, which are under the ocean, deep into the darkness, you don't even know they exist, but they are still in the protection and provision of Allah. He is providing them. So, would He not provide for you? So, He's given you all these signs around you to observe, to look, to connect to Him through them. And automatically, these are the things that will help you be in remembrance of Him. And when you see a bird flying and you respond to the message that she is giving you or He is giving you, you say, oh my God, open my wings, be free, trust Allah, and just fly, float, flow, right? And so that is taking the sign of Allah. And for those people who look at everything in the creation, connect to Allah through his creation, you will automatically be rewarded in ways that you have no idea, right? Because it's already waiting for you. But if you have ignored, right, nothing on this planet is going to ever satisfy you. You can have everything, but if you don't have Allah in it, if it's not connected to your ibadat, you will not have peace in anything that you can own on this planet. Your children, your life, your wife, your money, nothing of that is going to be giving you any kind of peace. And on the day of judgment, you'll be like, you know what? I don't want this. Take all of this, but I want you, Allah. So it's a good idea to kind of shift that into this moment, this very particular moment, and remind yourself whatever is not good for you is being taken away because He wants you to turn to Him in this very moment. And then it says here they'll have an evil reckoning and remain in hell. You see, remain in hell means they will be there forever. You see, the time we have been given on this planet, this very moment, as you are listening to this, and I'm speaking right now, this very moment, if you do not connect and convert to your energy and your thinking that you are that who belongs to Him and that who will return to Him, this is your sign. Then you have all this these moments you have in this right now. Um, and if you're not going to value this very moment, then you're going to remain in hell. Remain in hell meaning there's not going to be a time limit. You're going to go for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. No. And like in dunya, we know we're going to be here for a certain amount of, we hope at least to be around 80 or 90 or whatever is good for you that Allah's thought. But we know there's a certain limit, right? And in that limit, He's given us that limit through other people's deaths. We know that that is kind of the average death age. So we need to fix ourselves in the time that we have here, even though it's unpredictable, even though we don't know if we're going to die tomorrow. In this moment, if you shift your energy connecting to Allah through all that you have around you, the blessings, the hands, the paper, the color, the eyes, the light, the table, the water, the food, the friends, whatever it is that you value in your life, if you can be grateful for it, and see them not as something that is just randomly in your life, but it is there for you so that you are able to appreciate Allah through them. And so, if you take them as a sign that Allah is actually telling you, so for example, this video comes in front of you, and if you're not grateful and thinking that this is coming to you through Him, He's making you reach this video. If you think that it's you or the algorithm or whatever the hell got you here, you're not taking it as a sign that this is from Him, then you are ignoring Him. You are ignoring your heart. You are ignoring the unseen. And so you will never be connected to Him if you're going to ignore Him, right? And so don't ignore Him. And remember that hell, it says that they will have an evil reckoning and remain in hell. You'll be there forever. I hope not. I'm just saying that those people, not you and me, but those people, inshallah, 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 a dreadful resting place. You see, when we think about resting, we think of peace. We think of slowing down. We think of calmness, right? We think of stillness, contentment. It's going to be dreadful. It's going to be dreadful. Like you will never ever want to be there. So the moment you have now heard this, you have a responsibility towards yourself to work out and wonder, what is it that I can do in this very moment that my Allah will be happy with me? For there is no time, you see. There is no future, there is no past. There is this moment. How can you do something that will give peace to your heart? Call a friend that talks to you and allows you space to heal. Read a book, go for a walk, sit near the oceans, breathe in, breathe out if you can't go anywhere. Just make a cup of tea for yourself, treat yourself really well, put a nice biscuit next to it, munch it. Spend time doing that, what brings peace to your heart. The moment you do things that bring peace to your heart, hang out with people who remind you of Allah's beauty and Allah's light, you are able to heal yourself in your being and connect to your soul. Automatically that means you are taking the signs of Allah and looking at them not for anything but as a way of ibadat. So Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim, I'm going to start this session. I don't know what time it is right now. I've done 22 minutes of talking, so I'll just share quickly that this is the grid I created, inspired by the ayat of Surah Baqarah, 30th ayat, and it talks about the creation of Adam. What I'm thinking is that the message for today is done, and I will make another video after this one where you'll be able to see the process of creation and connect to time. So the way I'm hearing it is, what I was meant to share with you is done. So don't try to overdo things. If in this moment, just hearing the video and being with the words of Allah was what He wants us to do, then let that be enough. Let that be a form of ibadat on its own. Don't try to overdo it. I want to push this in, I want to push that in. Remind yourself that it's not about clutter, it's about calmness and acceptance. So it's okay that I wanted to do this, but I couldn't. So I can do it in the next recording, inshallah ta'ala, and you'll be able to hear it in the next video. So if this is something that resonates with you, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. I also do Friday sessions weekly where we connect with Allah. If you'd like to join for that, you're most welcome to. Leave a comment or connect with me through my social media, and I can share the details of the Zoom link with you. You can join in from anywhere. It's going to be 11 a.m. UK time. I do take sessions for spiritual guidance. If that's something that you're looking for one to one, you can book me for that also. And the last thing I want to do is I would love to invite you to my sessions that's coming up, which I'm calling Naksh al Ruh, meaning connecting to your Ruh and that what he has marked your Ruh with. So going back into your soul through Ramzan. So I'll be doing sessions every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, inshallah, at 10:30 to 11:30, and it is pay what you can, so you can join in with ease. So inshallah ta'ala, if that's something that you'd like to do, all you have to do for those sessions is download my follow my Patreon and download the templates to join those sessions every day, inshallah. So I'm sending you lots of love, everybody. Enjoy yourselves and to take good care. Leave me a comment if this resonates with you in any way, or you received a message or any kind of insight that you feel that you'd like to share, so that people who read the comments can also receive Allah's light through your being, and we can exchange energy and light within us by way of sharing and liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and like I said, I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz.